It is my pleasure to introduce the incoming president of the Texas Medical Association, Dr. Don R. Reed of Dallas, Texas. Dr. Reed is a 1968 graduate of the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston. He is a fellow of the American College of Surgeons and the American Society of Colon and Rectal Surgeons and the Texas Society of Colon and Rectal Surgeons. Dr. Reed has served in various leadership capacities, including chair of the Texas Medical Association Board of Trustees. He is the founding chair of the TMA Practice Edge Board of Managers in 2015. Dr. Reed is was president of the Dallas County Medical Society in 2002 and was chair of the TMA's Patient Physician Advocacy Committee during 2006 and 2007. He is a past president of the Texas Society of Colon and Rectal Surgeons. Dr. Reed sings baritone in the choir at Preston Hollow Presbyterian Church and has been a member of the Downtown Dallas Rotary Club for more than 30 years. He is married to Roberta for more than 40 years, has 2 daughters who are professional musicians, and those of you who were there at the installation reception last night may have heard their daughter Allison, who entertained us with her harp playing. It was beautiful. Dr. Reed, would you please join me here at the podium? It is my great honor to administer the oath of office to Dr. Don Reed. Dr. Reed, do you solemnly swear that you will carry out the duties of the office of the President of the Texas Medical Association to the best of your ability, that in all of your activities you will uphold the principles and policies of the association, that you will promote unity and cooperation among the county medical societies and members of the association and with the Texas Medical Association Alliance, and that you will dedicate yourself and your office to accomplishing the association's primary mission, improving the health of all Texans.
I accept these duties and obligations and pledge my best efforts on behalf of our profession and the patients we serve.
Congratulations, Don. It is my privilege to present you this President's pin as it continues its journey across Texas. And let's see, there's one other thing I have to say. And ladies and gentlemen, I present you Dr. Reed, the current president of the TMA Association. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Really good job.
Thank you very much for your support and for the confidence you have placed in me by electing me your president this year. I would like to introduce my guests. First and foremost, my best friend and the love of my life, my wife, Roberta. Together we have 2 wonderful daughters. My older daughter, Sarah Garenbeck, is music director and church organist in Whitewater, Wisconsin. She has completed her studies for a Doctor of Music and Organ Performance from Indiana University. Sarah's husband, Bob, was unable to be here this weekend because he is conducting a concert at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater this weekend. Sarah shared my name with her 2 sons, so my 2 grandsons are Henry Reed Garenbeck and Theo Don Garenbeck. My younger daughter, Allison Reed, who provided the beautiful harp music last night, lives here in Dallas. She is a professional harpist who performs nationally and internationally. My brother Nat and his wife Linda Reed are here from Glendale, California. Nat has retired from government relations, otherwise known as a lobbyist, and is an author. He is one of less than 200 people who have stood at both the North Pole and the South Pole, which makes him officially bipolar. So you understand my interest in the resolutions to increase psychiatrists in the state of Texas. His wife Linda owns a string of Auntie Anne's pretzel shops across the country. I'm happy to have our cousins, Kathy Getzinger and Debbie Krocheski, here as well. It would not be possible to devote the time to do this job without the help of my partners. I'm happy that they're represented by our practice administrator, Nancy Bowman. All my partners left town to go to the colorectal meeting in Los Angeles, which started today. Thank you for being here, Nancy. I'm happy that Dr. Rob Tenery is here this morning. Alan Baum and then Rob Tenery, and now I am the third member of the graduating class of 1968 from the University of Texas Medical Branch to become president of this organization. I'm pretty sure I'm the last, because I don't think anybody else is going to live long enough to come up the ladder to this position. It would not be possible to be in this position without the support of my colleagues in the Dallas County Medical Society and our CEO, Michael Derizet. So thank you very much. In 1853, before there were railroads connecting cities in Texas, and 40 years before our first medical school, my medical school, University of Texas Medical Branch, was established in Galveston, 35 physicians met in Austin and formed what would later become the Texas Medical Association. Although they used different words, their goal was the same as our vision statement: to improve the health of all Texans. 6 years after that meeting, Charles Darwin published his book on the origin of species. And 20 years after that meeting, Levi Strauss manufactured the first pair of blue jeans. Therefore, we preceded evolution, but we continue to evolve to meet the changing needs of our physicians and our patients. And we are 20 years older than blue jeans and twice as strong. We are the best medical association in the country, not because I'm president, but because of all you out there who spend your time and effort and countless hours volunteering to serve in the House of Delegates and on committees and councils in the TMA. We are truly a grassroots organization. I do not make policy. You make the policy, as we are doing here this morning. I only carry out the policy that you have enacted. Today, the business practice of medicine is changing rapidly. It's like swimming in shark-infested waters. We have lots of challenges, and I won't enumerate what they are. You all know what they are. But challenges can be either anchors around our necks that sink us, or they can be opportunities to be the leaders in forming the new paradigm of healthcare. Toward that end, I'm proud to have been the first chairman of the Board of Managers of TMA Practice Edge, an entity that was formed to help Texas physicians stay independent, not be bought up by the hospital, to be able to stay independent, and yet still be able to compete in the world of ACOs. Your TMA does a lot of things for you that you may not be aware of. Our staff combs through many pending regulations and fights to keep unreasonable rules from being enacted. We have hassle factor logs and we have wonderful educational resources, but for most TMA members, the thing we value most is advocacy. There are about 2,000 bills every legislative session that affect medicine. Some of those are tacked on at 10 p.m. the night before a vote the next morning. Our advocacy staff and our council on legislation do a great job of fending off attacks on medicine. However, if we elect legislators who believe that parents shouldn't be required to vaccinate their children, who believe that hospital ethics panels are death panels, and who believe that anybody should be able to practice medicine and do what we do without having gone to medical school, we're going to have trouble defending our patients. That's why participation in TexMed is so important. It is wonderful that last year we had 11% membership in TexMed among our members, a shameful number. We're now up to almost 15%, and I applaud those of you who have joined since last year. However, 15% is still not enough. I realize that most of that 15% is sitting out here, so I'm preaching to the choir. But we need to get more of our colleagues involved. If we don't get our candidates elected, then it's hard to complain when our proposals get voted down in the legislature. My group, Texas Colon and Rectal Surgeons, is a 100% membership group in TexPAC. If you're in a group, I challenge you to get your group to be a 100% membership group in TexPAC as well. For those of you who don't know me personally, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Fort Worth and grew up in Dallas. I knew I wanted to be a doctor from childhood. I appreciate my parents' sacrifices to send me to Austin College in Sherman and the University of Texas Medical School in Galveston in order to make my dream come true. After my training at Northwestern University and Cook County Hospital in Chicago, I stayed on the staff at Cook County Hospital for a while before I came back to Dallas to start into the solo private practice of colon and rectal surgery. After 12 years in private practice, 3 of us formed a group which has now grown to 14, soon to be more. Texas Colon and Rectal Surgeons is now one of the largest groups of colon and rectal surgeons in the country. On a personal note, as mentioned, I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Dallas, and I'm on the board of directors of that club. I've sung in my church choir for over 30 years. In the TMA, I started out as a delegate, sitting right out here with you. I had the honor to serve as the chairman of the Patient Physician Advocacy Committee and as chairman of the Board of Trustees. I served as a Navy doctor with the Marines in Vietnam. Although I was shot at in Vietnam, my toughest challenge in life came from a mosquito bite. In 2005, I came down with West Nile virus, meningitis, encephalitis, and polio-like paralysis. My legs were paralyzed, my arms were mostly paralyzed. I had to learn how to walk again, I had to learn how to talk again, and I had to learn how to write again. I was out of work for 7 months before I could go back to work and see patients for 1 hour before I had to go home and go back to bed. It was a year before I could get back to a full schedule of seeing patients. However, since that time, my stamina has continued to get better year after year after year, so I am fully prepared and off and running to be your president this year. It required a lot of, I should mention that I run one of the few support groups for West Nile virus in the country. We've been able to communicate with people all over Texas and Oklahoma, Colorado, California, Mississippi, and even Canada corresponding for information on West Nile virus. In recovering from West Nile virus, I had to work hard and fight hard every day in physical therapy. I pledge that as your president, I will work hard and fight just as hard for you. Thank you very much.